You seen the heat wave in France? Third consecutive mega heat wave. Record breaking after record breaking after record breaking. Thoughts on Trump firing all the EAC? American democracy is a sham? More evidence to that point, I suppose?
The south of France is once again sweltering in the heat. The streets of Dax are mostly deserted. The few out braving the heat find it tough.
Trop chaud, vraiment.
It's very, very hot. It's unbearable.
It's a little cooler than last week when temperatures soared to 42 degrees. I reckon quite definitely that the climate is warming up.
The Landes region is already on an orange temperature alert, barely a week after the last heat
We haven't even hit the apex of this heat wave. We're just beginning. This is the beginning.
wave. In her flat, Alicia is once again keeping her shutters closed.
Whenever we can, we prefer to spend time outdoors, really, partly because, after all, you don't necessarily see daylight at certain times of the day.
Monday saw high temperatures across the country. The highest was 42.7 degrees in the south, but it wasn't that much cooler in the northwest of the country. It's sweltering by the sea as well, 39 degrees in Basque Country. So first thing, volunteers visit elderly residents to make sure they're all right.
Yes, I've got water.
They close the shutters, water the plants, and provide a reassuring presence.
I don't leave my house anymore. That's why I'm just stuck indoors every afternoon.
Just like in May and June, hot air is flowing in from North Africa. This air will become trapped over France over the next few days, sandwiched between two low-pressure systems, as if under a dome.
These heat domes are fucking killing us, man. I think we looked at this, but yeah, this is projected to get up to 46 degrees Celsius for this heat dome. We could have multiple consecutive days of like near 50-degree temperatures. Truly, truly apocalyptic. 5,000 heat wave deaths in Germany alone, and we're not even done. There's about to be another one. Did we talk about the Spanish fires? Well, the heat wave's hitting Spain as well. Yeah. 46 degrees Celsius, 114 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is very important to remember, in France, not in fucking Arizona. The Trump admin just appointed a crackpot to head the National Climate Assessment. Yeah, that sounds about right. Anti-climate science critic to oversee flagship report for the global warming. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, whatever. We get it. We get it. Give us the bells. Now this forecast is just sensational bullshit. Is it? In what way? Here's a good model for temps that's not just for clicks. I'm inclined to disbelieve you because the idea that anything climate related right now is just for clicks seems a little bit unconvincing to me. Wow, 1.3k likes for covering an ongoing series of heat waves that have killed at minimum thousands of people so far. Is it really for clicks? Like, is that really the priority right now? We're stopping the clicks? We invented swimming pools for a reason? They all evaporated. They're just reporting on that murder for clicks. Well, in fairness, that does happen. Love this country.
When we say AC, it's 72 and below. 72 degrees and below.
You're even a little high with that one, but I'll let you rock.
I know Zoran was saying keep it at 78.
He's
This is America.
He was feeling a little too good. Knicks at 5. He was like off the high. He's like, oh, we don't need it, but he was wilding.
I put my shit to 64 just to spite to him even suggesting such a thing. Our AC blew out. But it was cold.
America might be generally prepared for the climate a little bit better than Europe is because we have lower energy prices and more AC, but the hyper-individualism that's endemic to America is going to get us killed way faster than Europe. Like, in Europe, people are much more socially conditioned to make collective sacrifices for the betterment of the community, but in America, literally everyone is like, bro, fuck everyone else, dog. I'll just turn my AC up. And then the grid goes down and then they literally just die. They die in their house like a dog trapped in a car in the sun. You know? Like, this isn't really a thing in Europe. Not to the same extent. American hyper-individualism is a pretty unique problem. It's too late to queen. We will absolutely not have volunteer groups to check on our neighbors in rural communities. No, we will not. Nobody here gives a fuck. We don't even have communities. We don't even believe in that shit. It's happening all over, man.
This weekend, a building ridge will lead to a significant heat dome and record searing heat in parts of the Rockies and eventually the northern plains as well. Initially, this ridge of high pressure centered over the desert southwest in the Four Corners region. Progressively, it's going to get a little bit farther north and strengthen. Salt Lake City, 105 on Saturday, almost a daily record, only 2 degrees shy of the all-time record high of 107. Grand Junction, 104 degrees. That should tie the daily record. Look at Billings, 105. Really, really hot weather. The all-time record high in Billings is 108. We're likely to break that all-time record high on Sunday at 109 degrees in Billings, Montana. 112 in Sheridan. Exceptional heat. But the heat also builds into the northern plains, parts of North Dakota, South Dakota, and eventually Minnesota also get into this as we step into Sunday and Monday. It'll be widespread. Some of this will begin to spill into parts of the interior Northeast early next week.
What about the PNW? The PNW is graced by God and does not experience these heat domes. We are protected by the Cascades.
And the recent storms will go away as the heat builds into the northern plains.
In this riverbed in the Deux-Sèvres department, there's not one drop of water left. A little further north, the Niño River has also dried up. These are unprecedented conditions for this time of year.
Here there should be around 40 to 70 centimeters of water. The level should be around here. We're walking on a riverbed that has completely dried up.
After heat waves in May and June, the water evaporated, turning the river into a cemetery.
There's no life left at all. There are no more amphibians, no more birds. You don't hear birdsong. There are no more fish, of course, no more invertebrates. It's a desert in the middle of a riverbed.
Across France, 16% of rivers have dried up, like the Doubs seen in these images. That's up from 6% this time last year. On social media, fishermen are raising the alarm. This man from Burgundy says he's never seen conditions like this in the region.
We're walking in between puddles where there are some living fish left, but they'll die in a few days. I'm making this video because we need to show what's happening here.
Volunteers are catching fish in rivers that are at risk of drying up. Some use electric fishing techniques. The aim is to take them to another, less at-risk river.
It's the most effective technique and the least stressful for the fish. We can catch different species.
Others are fishing with nets, like here in the Côte d'Or.
I wonder how many species existed on Earth when I was born and how many are going to exist when I die. I wonder what percentage will remain. Oh, sorry. Thank you, yeah. While we're doomering, what do we have here? At Harvard, a student thought A Clockwork Orange was written in Old English and used AI to quote-unquote translate it. What? Reading has come to seem extraneous even to some of the best educated members of society. Margaret Rennicks, Harvard's assistant director for humanities and social sciences support, told me she'd spoken with a student who was struggling to read a book written in Old English. The culprit? Anthony Burgess's 1962 novel A Clockwork Orange. Well, that's grim. The student used ChatGPT to translate the book into an easier language. Not long ago, a Harvard sociology professor, troubled by course evaluations in which students said they resented the amount of dense reading they were assigned, asked Rennicks to speak to his class in defense of reading. She had to explain to students at America's most elite university, taking a course in a discipline rooted in written observation, argumentation, and analysis, that excerpts and summaries cannot capture the depth and sophistication of a complete primary text. Rennicks told me some students now view reading as an unnecessarily burdensome way of acquiring knowledge. By asking them to read, she said, professors are arbitrarily withholding information from students by forcing them to get it through this more difficult medium. Like I said, every institution has been dried up and hollowed out by capital. Nobody goes to university to learn anymore. There are no more intellectuals. Intellectuals are, like, this is a group of people that no longer exists. Intellectuals and academics, academia as a concept, these don't exist anymore. People go to college because they want jobs. There is no aspiration towards intellectualism. How do they even get into these universities if they're this disinterested in learning? Are you joking? They ChatGPT'd their way through the exams, and now they're there, and they're still ChatGPTing. They just want jobs. Have you seen this graph? I know exactly what you're referring to, yeah. A Brown professor gave his students a take-home midterm exam. After suspecting many cheated using AI, he made the final in person. The orange dots are the midterm scores and the gray dots are the final scores. Looked like all but 3 cheated on the midterm. Yeah, all of these orange ones are from the take-home midterm that they cheated using AI, and then here's the final in-person exam. Look at this. After Serrano made the final in person, 18 students dropped the class and 9 did not take the exam. So a full, like, third of the students in the class saw that they wouldn't be able to cheat in the final and were like, I'm out. This is Brown. This is Brown University. Yes, SS22 and S1. Sorry, yeah, S22 and S1 are the big gigachads here. This is kind of the fault of standardized testing. Nah, it's the fault of like a million things, but it gets back to capital at the end of the day. Capital and them damn iPhones. But them damn iPhones are also capital if you think about it, so. Basically all my uni exams have been in person. Well, this is an econ course, so we can assume that everyone here is already, you know, sort of biased towards incompetence. I think the rise of film, anime, and such is partly to blame. There's a lot of things that are to blame, but fundamentally this is just because universities are basically a rubber stamp for job opportunities and nobody aspires to be an intellectual. It's not like you guys watch movies. Like, what anime are you watching? Fucking ReZero? There's good anime out there. Watch Perfect Blue or some shit. Movies, there are good movies out there, but you're not watching them. Your dumbass is watching, like, I don't know, fucking Marvel or whatever. You're out there watching the live-action Disney Moana remake. No, people are stupid, and they're getting stupider. And this is mostly because we've given tech companies sort of unfettered opportunities to rape our brains and our dopamine pathways. For now, this is proceeding with more or less no consequence because the world doesn't need intellectuals for the most part, but in the future, the people who are able to break free of the dopamine incentive structure and live authentically are going to stride across the plains like giants. Everyone else will be inferior to them. They will be the actual Ubermensch. Maybe not right now, but one day. Like Powell plunges towards unprecedented low levels. Yep. Yeah, it's all the same. U.S.'s second largest reservoir threatens to plunge to unprecedentedly low levels this year after a historically bleak snowpack. Oh yeah, it's going to get real bad. It might actually go down to 0. The snow peak was so bad, we're not getting any more snow melting into this river for like fucking 6 months at least. So it's very possible Lake Powell hits 0. This might be it. This might actually be the time. If it was ever going to be, like, if I think you could reasonably say it's going to happen and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Is this a bell sounding moment? Don't be annoying. Yeah, there was no recovery this year. Look, there's always supposed to be a little ding here. See, it goes up, but it didn't even go up this year. This is the up, where my mouse cursor is right now. What happens if it reaches 0%? The Colorado River runs dry completely. We lose the ability to provide water for a bunch of the agriculture along it, which means like large food shortages, lack of power generation, massive infrastructural damage to a variety of things, including the Hoover Dam, because the Hoover Dam is a dam that relies on the weight of the water, keeping it up. Kind of like the end times, basically. The lake's water level is projected to keep dropping for the next 8 months. This could very well hit 0. More uncertainty into an already contentious negotiation over how to divvy up an increasingly unreliable water supply used by 40 million people across 7 states, dozens of tribal nations, and 2 countries. Lake Powell stands at just 37 feet above the level at which electricity generating turbines start to fail. Oh, we're going to hit that point. Will Russia be positively impacted by climate change? No. Nobody will. Is this bad? Yes. More data centers, please? Yes, sir. Yeah, the situation in the Southwest is really, really bad. But you wouldn't get that from media. Only from youtube.com/c/Vaush. World's gotten worse for Kanto. We're also looking at a really, like, uniquely bad year for the climate. Next year, too, because of El Niño. It didn't have to go this bad this quickly, but it will. And I guess in the same general category. A diarrhea-causing parasite has now infected over 1,000 Americans, spreading across 29 states. Great. We're going to have an increase in pandemics over time as well because the government's no longer capable of stopping it. The screwworm thing is still completely unaddressed. Won't El Niño cause more rain in the Sierras? Though the kinds of rainstorms that climate change is going to create are not going to be very good at refilling our rivers. We're talking about like massive, devastating rainstorms and monsoons that cause a lot of like environmental destruction. Not a lot of it's going to pour out into the rivers. What you really need is melting snowfall, because that's essentially like the built-up rain reservoir of everywhere cold enough during the winter that it snows, and those like run in predictable channels through rivers. You know, that's what you need. But we got like no snowpack last winter. Flash flooding. Meanwhile, Democrats are in favor of this. Look, the data centers are not using much water. It's the power they're using that's the problem, not the water. They really don't use that much water, but they are consuming a fuckload of power. And the way we're trying to make up for it is by investing in fossil fuels rather than solar. So, you know. And the noise pollution. Yeah, but it tends to be built around ruroids, so who cares?